In this video, we will cover when a grade switch is actually warranted, which one is the safe move for your specific situation, and how to monitor the results so you know if it worked. Here's what most people never think about. The specification on your cap was chosen for a brand new engine in controlled test conditions. Fresh rings, clean bearings, tight tolerances. That engine does not exist anymore, and those test conditions might not match where you live. Same oil change, different number on the bottle, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. The most common switch you will hear about is going from 0W20 to 0W30. The cold start behavior is the same, and the number before the W stays the same, which means the oil flows exactly the same way when the engine is cold. The only thing that changes is what happens once the engine is up to temperature. The 30 grade maintains a thicker film under heat and load than the 20 does. That extra thickness is what makes it useful, and it is the reason this particular switch shows up so often in conversations about aging engines. The situations where this matters are specific. If your oil level is dropping between changes with no visible leak underneath the car, a thicker film at operating temperature reduces how much oil slips past worn rings into the combustion chamber. It will not stop it completely, but it slows it down in a way that simply repeating the same grade never will. If your engine has a quiet tick on cold starts, that disappears once it is warm. 0W30 builds pressure slightly faster in the upper valve train once the engine reaches temperature. The tick usually comes from the valve train or timing components running dry for a fraction of a second longer than they should. A thicker film holds on longer in those areas and gets there faster once pressure builds. And if your engine has significant mileage on it, the internal clearances are wider than they were from the factory. All of those tiny increases in gap add up to an engine that no longer matches the tight specifications it had when the oil grade was chosen. A slightly thicker film does a better job of filling those gaps and maintaining pressure where a thinner oil now flows through too quickly. The next step up is 5W30 to 5W40. This is the classic high mileage move. What you are gaining is a significantly thicker film at operating temperature, and that is the number that matters when the engine is under load. This switch makes sense when you are regularly towing or carrying heavy loads. When you live somewhere that pushes consistently above 35 degrees in summer, or when you spend a lot of time in slow traffic where the oil never gets a chance to cool down between cycles. It is also the correct choice if you are on a 5W30 and the oil is consistently looking darker or more degraded than expected before your change interval is up. That is the oil telling you it is working harder than it was formulated for. Give it more to work with. 0W30 to 0W40 follows exactly the same logic and is particularly common on European specification engines. You keep everything that works about your current oil, and you gain protection where the engine actually needs it. One switch worth mentioning goes in the other direction. If you're running a 10W40 in a cold climate and dealing with slow oil pressure buildup on winter mornings, moving to a 5W40 gives you identical hot protection with meaningfully better cold flow. You're not sacrificing anything at operating temperature. You're just giving the oil a better path to the components that need it in the first few seconds after startup, which is when the majority of engine wear actually occurs. Before going further, it is worth understanding what these numbers actually mean. The number before the W is the cold start grade. It tells you how quickly the oil reaches the top of the engine after cold start. A 0W flows faster in the cold than a 5W, which flows faster than a 10W. In most climates, the difference between a 0 and a 5 is very small. Below minus 20 degrees, it starts to matter. The number after the W is the hot grade. Thinner means less resistance and slightly better fuel economy. Thicker means more film strength, more protection under load, and more tolerance for worn clearances. Manufacturers specify the thinnest oil that meets minimum protection requirements for a new engine. That is not wrong for a new engine, but it does not account for 150,000 kilometers of wear, your specific climate, or how you actually use the vehicle. The spec is a starting point, not a permanent answer. One thing worth checking before you switch: modern engines with variable valve timing use oil pressure to move the camshaft phasers, and these systems are sensitive to viscosity in a way that older engines are not. On some applications, going thicker than the factory specification can slow phaser response or trigger a fault code. If your manual lists a viscosity range, you are clear. If it specifies one grade only, research your specific engine before switching. Always do a full drain. Never add a different grade on top of what is already in the engine. You lose all ability to evaluate whether the switch is working. Drain completely, install a new filter, and add fresh oil. Do not jump 2 grades at once. Move one step at a time. For example, go from 20 weight to 30 weight on the first change, and if that does not resolve the symptom, move to 40 weight on the next change. Where possible, keep the W number the same. Change one variable, not 2. Give it a full oil change interval before making any judgment. Consumption patterns take a few thousand kilometers to stabilize. On the first cold start after the switch, listen. The tick should be the same or quieter. In the first few hundred kilometers, watch for oil spots under the car where there were none before. A thicker oil will find seals that were borderline. That is information, not a disaster. At 500 kilometers, check the level and write it down with the date and the odometer reading. Check again at 1,000 kilometers and at 2,000 kilometers. If the level holds more stable than before, the switch is working. If it drops at the same rate, you have a mechanical problem that oil grade alone will not fix. At the next change, look at the oil before you drain it. Does it still hold its body between your fingers, or does it feel thin and watery? Oil that has sheared down before the interval is up is under more stress than it was formulated for. If the symptoms improve, stay on the new grade. If things are worse after 2 intervals, something mechanical needs attention, and no oil choice is going to change that. The switch costs nothing extra. The monitoring costs 5 minutes every few weeks. Between the two, you either solve a real problem cheaply, or you find out early that the problem is bigger than oil. Knowing that early is always worth more than finding out later.